Scott of Holding Absence.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
We were going to ask the same question, man.
yeah. It's one of those days that it was like, oh, how are you? How are you?
Let's just leave it at that and finish. You're here at Download.
Finally.
How's your day been so far?
Well, wild. We literally got here about an hour ago,
Yeah.
and then I've been in interviews, and then here I am.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna play a show. And
Yeah,
then
that's not as important though, is it?
No, I know. We're on in like about an hour and a half, so I keep checking my watch.
Okay.
Like, oh my god, am I late? No, I got a while yet.
Yeah, good. And fingers crossed. I mean, I haven't seen your set list yet, but you might be playing some new music.
Maybe. Who knows? You have to come watch us to find out.
Well, you are releasing new music at the moment, so tell us a bit about what you've got going on.
So we are doing a split EP with a band called Alpha Wolf,
Yeah.
who are absurdly heavier than us. But we thought, we're good friends with them, and we thought it was kind of really cool contrast to be able to say, here's us, like whatever you want, post-hardcore, rock band, whatever you want to call us, doing an EP with, like a metalcore band. We put a new song out the other day called Aching Longing. It's gone really well. It's a bit of a heavier track for us. But it seems to have been received really well. And
Yeah, good. And how did this kind of split EP kind of come about? Who suggested it, and what made you do it?
So we both kind of came to the realization at the same time. We both put out albums last year, us and Alpha Wolf, in lockdown, just towards the end of lockdown. And, luckily both our albums were quite well received. So we were like, this year, let's just put some new music out to kind of, keep the momentum going. And we were looking to do it at the same time, and like we're mates with them anyway, so we were just like, oh, why don't we just do a split? It just kind of evolved really naturally. And those guys were keen, we were keen, and we had, we both had some songs kind of ready to go anyway. And then once everything was finalised, it was just like, here we go, ready to go.
Good. And we last had a catch up at Reading last year.
We did, yes.
You've been touring
a lot
since.
A lot,
tell us
yeah.
how it's been for you back out on the road.
It's been wild. Like since then, we did an Unreal headline tour for the album in November. I'm playing, some of the biggest headline shows we've ever done, which was crazy. And then we had a tour with Funeral for a Friend, which is really cool. We really look up to that band, and they're like Welsh heroes. So to be able to do a tour with those guys was sick. And then we just haven't been home really that much. We've been to America, we've been to Australia. We're about to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a real whirlwind, but it's like a real dream come true. Like when you're a kid, you want to be in a band, you think of this like never going home, always being on planes, always being in a van. And we're just really getting to like literally live that right now.
Yeah.
And it's a dream come true.
Good. And obviously with the pandemic and everything that had gone on, there was plenty of time to write. And I know you released a record,
Yes.
but you must have written even more music than...
You know what? Completely honestly, we finished recording The Greatest Mistake literally as lockdown happened. So in the February 2020, March 2020, we were in the studio finishing recording. So when we went into lockdown and everyone was writing records, we were just like just a little bit creatively drained, I guess would be the way to put it. And also we had this fear of if we just write now because we have nothing else to do, it's going to sound exactly the same as The Greatest Mistake. And do we want, we don't even know if people like this music yet because it's not out. So
could have done the second greatest mistake.
Yeah, but we were just like, do we want to do that? So we kind of just didn't write anything. And then when the album came out, luckily it went done really well and people really liked that album. So it was like now we felt like that was out of our system. It was just like we felt this, unchained almost to be able to like, we can actually write some music now and not. Not have this like COVID hanging over our heads, because that was another thing in the back of our minds as well. Is like if we just write an album now for the sake of it, it's always going to be that album we wrote during COVID.
Yeah.
Whereas luckily now,
you're one of the only bands who didn't.
Yeah, we won't have that kind of disdain for any of our music. Luckily.
Good. And people will be wanting to see you on the road. Even though you have just been touring loads.
Yes.
So where can people see you kind of after today and onwards?
So after today, we have a show in Tunbridge Wells tomorrow, which doesn't help anyone on here, I guess, which is sold out anyway, which is really cool. And then after that, we've got a Euro tour, we're doing loads of festivals, like we're doing Full Force, we're doing Yera on Air, we're doing Download Germany. And then after that, luckily we've got a little bit of time off to recuperate, and then we're back in America with Silverstein and the Amity Affliction.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's as of yet unannounced, so we'll have to wait and see.
So what is 2023 going to hold for you? Is it releasing year, recording, writing, touring?
So we're spending our time off this year writing some new music, but luckily we don't really have that much pressure, so we're kind of just going to see where it takes us. If we have an album ready, we have an album ready. If we don't, then we'll see. But at some point next year, new music will be created, whether that's recorded and released or just starting to be written. We'll see. But I think the main aim for next year is we want to kind of get back out into the world as much as possible, because we've just done our first Australia and American tours, and I think we want to get back out there and kind of play as much as over there as we can, just so that we can kind of get that foot in worldwide, which is a crazy thing to say out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Scott, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Having a catch up.
Good to chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.